Lexie, whether it's diving on the floor, tipping balls out for rebounds, all of the little things that you do to impact this game. How do you describe the desire in you right now?
I mean, we want to win. We want to keep playing. We want another game in Vegas, so that's what we're fighting for. We don't want our season to end.
The Indiana Fever, playing without 6 key players, including Caitlin Clark, just handed the Las Vegas Aces their toughest postseason reality check. Lexie Hull made sure the sting was unforgettable, especially for Aya Wilson. Aaliyah Boston locked Wilson in defensive chains, while Kelsey Mitchell poured in buckets as the Fever rose like warriors. This wasn't supposed to happen. Outside of Indiana's loyal fan base, no one believed this battered roster could go toe-to-toe with the two-time champs. Yet here they are, dragging the Aces into a winner-take-all Game 5 with the WNBA Finals on the line. And the best part? Lexie Hull didn't just show up on the court. She dismantled Wilson's post-game tantrum, humbling the so-called MVP and proving that Indiana refuses to bow to the league's favorites. If you're fired up for the Fever, drop it in the comments. Fired up.
You've got the momentum right now. You can close it out and force that Game 5. What are the most important things here in the fourth quarter?
Keeping them off the free throw line, knocking down shots, and just sticking to our scout. I think we've done a pretty good job of that so far, but just keep it going for 10 more minutes.
Thank you.
What happens when the whole basketball world writes you off? The experts on ESPN dismissed them. Oddsmakers called it a mismatch. The Aces laughed at the idea of being tested. But the Indiana Fever, shorthanded, battered, missing 6 players including Caitlin Clark, refused to follow the script. This wasn't just another playoff game. This was survival. And they played with the urgency of a team hanging by a thread. And fighting for...
You've been in a back-against-the-wall situation just last round where you had to win 2 games in a row. Just what's the mindset kind of going into this game?
No, I mean, it's desperation. And it's not a reckless desperation. It's just a desperation in terms of the urgency that you have to play with. We have been in these situations. We've been in lots of different situations throughout the course of the season. And our players understand what we have to do. We have to leave it all out on the floor.
Think about this setup. A 6th seed, limping in with half a roster of healthy bodies. Facing the powerhouse Aces, stacked with stars, dripping in trophies, and overflowing with swagger. Vegas strutted into Gainbridge Fieldhouse expecting to shut the door. Instead, they walked straight into a storm. By the final buzzer, Indiana had flipped the entire narrative, delivering one of the gutsiest postseason wins in franchise.
This is a way of getting your game pick. Do they do it again today and end this thing? 3, 2, 1.
Yes!
That's not an answer. 3, 2, 1.
The Fever haven't lost back-to-back games, right?
The Fever have never lost consecutive games at home in the postseason. And one other thing, let's show Steph White very quickly. Our incredible researcher, Jenny, went through the tape and found that when Steph White wears her red leather jacket, I do believe we have some video of that, they are undefeated.
Okay.
A perfect 4-0. Does that change your mind at all? Is that your pick?
Yeah, let's just go with it.
You're going Fever?
No, I'm not, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I can't. Drea, make a pick. You haven't done it.
I'm struggling.
Make a pick.
I don't know. I'll tell you what.
Do it now. Do it now.
I'm going to go with the Aces. Okay, we'll decide post.
The adversity went far beyond injuries. A veteran walked out mid-season for Phoenix, leaving the locker room short on leadership. Officiating, lopsided for weeks, turning every game into an uphill climb. And still, Indiana refused to quit. This was their 3rd elimination game of the postseason. Twice before, they'd been pushed to the brink. Twice before, they answered with wins. Game 4 was the next test, and the Fever played with the desperation of a team unwilling to die. Execution was everything. They protected possessions, chased down every rebound, stayed locked in on defense. Vegas grew frustrated. Indiana turned every Aces mistake into momentum. By halftime, the swagger that carried Las Vegas was gone, replaced by visible frustration. Then came the play that crystallized the night. Becky Hammon burned a timeout she didn't have. The whistle, the technical foul, and the stunned faces on the Aces bench told the story. Indiana wasn't the team under pressure anymore. Vegas was. This wasn't luck. It wasn't a fluke bounce. It was toughness, composure, and unshakable belief from a team everyone counted out. Indiana didn't just extend the series. They announced they were one step away from their first finals in a decade. And while Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell basked in well-earned praise, Aya Wilson chose another path. Instead of grace in defeat, she did what's become her signature, a post-game tantrum, playing the victim when the lights shined brightest.
But Aaliyah did say I have a special whistle. And she shot 13 today. Yeah. Yeah. She said the last game I had a special whistle, which is cool.
Remember this for a second. Why are the Aces suddenly crying about officiating after 3 straight games of being spoon-fed soft whistles? That's the hypocrisy staring everyone in the face. From Game 1, it's been the Fever taking the hits. Aaliyah Boston fights for post position. Whistle. Kelsey Mitchell locks in on defense. Whistle. Every ounce of contact. Punished. And who's been benefiting the whole time? Las Vegas.
If you're looking at that box score, I'm wondering what's really standing out to you there.
I was just looking at the fouls. Like, Liz had 5, Jackie had 5, Chelsea had 5. And that's very interesting to me because I'm not saying we don't foul. Yeah, we foul here and there, but that's very interesting.
The funniest part, you could see Becky Hammond's frustration boiling all night. Every time Boston so much as bumped Wilson, Hammond's arms shot up in mock disbelief. By the post-game podium, she didn't even bother breaking the game down. Just one line, they shot 34 free throws and we shot 11. Next question. No talk of execution. No acknowledgement of mistakes. Just pure irritation that, for once, the whistle tilted the other way. And in that moment, it became obvious. Vegas has grown comfortable relying on referees to keep them in control.
I gotta go back and look at the tape, but it seemed like there was a lot of grabbing and holding down there. That got called one way. Anything else? I did appreciate it was a little tighter called, but tighter on both ends would have been nice.
But here's the truth the Aces don't want to hear. Indiana's free throws weren't a gift, they were earned. Boston fought for deep seals. Mitchell and Odyssey Sims attacked the rim with purpose. Guards forced defenders into contact again and again. That's the blueprint for free throws. If you live in the paint, you get rewarded. Vegas. They settled. Wilson leaned on tough mid-range looks. Her teammates floated on the perimeter. And if you don't attack the basket, you don't get whistles. Simple math. Yet Wilson still got sarcastic after the game, claiming Boston had a special whistle because she drew 13 attempts. Funny, because through games 1 to 3, Wilson practically invented the special whistle. Now zoom out. Across the series, the foul totals have been nearly identical. That proves Game 4 wasn't a conspiracy. It was balance correcting itself. Indiana stopped settling, punched the paint, and got rewarded. That's not favoritism. That's basketball done right. So why the theatrics? Because when the Aces lose, the easiest scapegoat isn't execution, it's the officials. But look closer. Vegas didn't drop Game 4 because the refs betrayed them. They lost because Indiana punished mismatches, forced tough rotations, and made them guard every inch of the floor. 3 Aces starters finished with 5 fouls, not from bias, but because they couldn't keep up. And then Becky Hammond handed the Fever a gift, burning a timeout she didn't have. The technical. An extra point. An extra possession. Crunch time belonged to Indiana. That wasn't theft by the referees. That was Vegas collapsing, and the Fever cashing in.
And I think for me, this from day one has just been a really special group. We've hit a lot of adversity collectively. I had some tough stuff that I was going through personally, and this group was just rallied around me, rally around each other, and truly do live the mantra of we over me. And it's just been a really, really special group. You don't always get these opportunities to coach groups like this, at the professional level especially. And I think because they're who they are as human beings, it allows us to continue to put one foot in front of the other.
The Indiana Fever aren't just surviving. They're redefining what it means to compete on the biggest stage. Missing Caitlin Clark, limping through injuries, and written off by every analyst, this team refused to quit. Aaliyah Boston anchored, Kelsey Mitchell closed, and Lexie Hull embodied toughness by humiliating Aja Wilson's Tantrum with sheer grit. Now the series hangs on one game, and whether or not Indiana reaches the finals, their fight has already sent a message. This isn't the same old Fever. This is a team that thrives on doubt, feeds on pressure, and just changed the balance of power. If you're fired up for the Fever, then comment "fired up." Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.